Could you give us a summary of your role for those who are unaware of your position?
Yeah, so I'm the founder of Heirloom Consulting, and I started this business because I worked as an estate planning paralegal for many years, and I also worked in real estate for many years. And I kind of saw the holes in the system and the missing pieces along the way in both industries. And estate planning in particular is very, I hate to say it, but it's an antiquated industry. It doesn't really grow quickly. We do things because we've always done things kind of mentality, and brilliant, brilliant people work in it, but there's just sort of all these holes. And so I created a company that serves to fill those holes and evolve the trustee experience.
What are the typical tasks and responsibilities of someone in your role?
So when somebody dies, often they have a trust and they name people to be their trustees or their executors. Some people call them executors. And then the person dies and their spouse, who's say also 85, is grieving their husband and, so sad and they don't have the wherewithal to do a mountain of paperwork. So we do it for them or with them. So we do trustee consulting. We also act as power of attorney and independent trustee. So anything that a person would need to do to unravel their lives financially after they die, we do all that work for them.
What are the pros and cons of this career path?
So we really, really help people. I did a poll of my clients and I said, if you could pick one word that describes how you feel when you work with me, what would that word be? And every single one of them said relief. They see this big mountain of work or this giant problem in front of them with no idea how to get started or what to do. And we walk in and we're like, okay, week one, we're going to do this. Week two, we're going to do this and we'll sell the house. We just, in our minds, we have it all sort of worked out because we're not attached to the sadness and the grief that they're experiencing. So it's easier for us.
How does one transition from a more general role to this specific area of expertise?
I think really the only way to do it is to do it. So there's no schooling for trustee. There's no schooling for what to do after you lose a loved one. It's something I just learned. I worked for a really brilliant lawyer who would say, "Hey, we have a trust administration, go and do it." And I figured it out. And I think that's really the only way. And I think a lot of people are white knuckling their way through it right now because they don't know there's help out there. So there really is no education for this job. Although I am teaching my kids because, I've got my 30 years in. So I'm the teacher now, I guess.
What are some of the less obvious aspects of this job that people should be aware of?
We get dirty a lot when you go into people's houses. A lot of times people have a lot of stuff, and I find myself going through attics and dirt and dust and collectible stuff. And yeah, people surprise you. They have really interesting lives, and you learn a lot about people after they die. It's kind of interesting, and I don't mind getting dirty. I mean, I really don't mind it at all. So
What are some common misconceptions about your career path?
I can't say that there are any because it's such a new industry. So I think it's more about educating people about that we exist because nobody else really does what we do the way we do it. So I think the biggest misconception is there isn't help out there for people and they just sort of figure it out, and beat up their family members,
Perfect. Well, thank you for all of those questions.